next question that comes in, we have a question from the audience, which I will be asking after another two questions that I have to ask you. This question is, you have been dwelling on folk tales. Your forte has been folk tales. So, and you have been representing the country at many festivals now. So what, according to you, are the unique nuances of Indian storytelling? So if we were to, take the Indian storytelling out, would you say that there are a few nuances that really herald the Indian storytelling scene?
We are by nature musical. We are by nature animated. So just do that. Be yourself.
So, aren't the African storytellers also musical?
Very much, very much, very much.
So how do we bring that in?
They are different. Like for instance, whenever I have a solo concert, I always start with it's actually the traditional song of the Kattiyankaran in Terukuthu. Only thing he goes faster, but I can do it slowly. So I just take those things. There are lots of things around us. And the reason why I do folk is nobody claims for, ownership. Right. And I can change however I want. I can put in contemporary elements. It's easy for me to think. And I'm afraid to do mythology because I can't remember names. Right. I don't want to say Vali instead of Sugrivan and get into trouble. So I don't do mythology and legend. So I stick to folktale because I can have fun with that, Once he'll be Ram, next time it will be Mohan, it will be whatever name I want. And, it's very, very fluid and flexible. So I kind of work with it. And another thing is they like the Indian flavor. They don't want you to be stylish. See, we are not native English speakers. So we don't have to, don't have to have an accent. You don't have to pretend. This is how my English is. It's all right. If I sound kata, never mind. That is why I am. Because my mother tongue is Tamil. So I might even be doing a transliteration. Right. Because I think in Tamil and I translate in English. It may not be the perfect English either. Right. But that doesn't matter. Don't forget about all those things. But give those little touches of, because it's very typical. Only in our culture we have, all these things only we have, which is not there. Because when you go to different cultures, if you shake your head, they'll keep asking me, are you saying yes or no? Because each culture has it differently. So you got to give a little bit of it. Yes. And, you have to say that, make it very prominent and say that this is how we do it. Right. Even calling is like this way or that way. We don't say like this, they say like this. So various cultures have different things. So you just have to quickly check if there are anything that has a bad meaning or the wrong sense. Right. You have to check on those little things more than nuances. You must be careful. You must be careful on using certain terms. For instance, when I went to the US, when I was doing a tour of Seattle, Margaret told me, you use my God too much. Oh my God, too much. I said, for us, it's Ayo Kadavale is so common for us. We'll say, Ayo Muruga, Kadavale. So it's a very common thing. So I just replaced it, oh my God. He says, no. Americans don't like you using it. Okay. It's a very sacred word. You cannot use. So she said, you know what? You use my God 17 times during a performance, she said. So then I got very conscious. But what happens is that when you're conscious, it becomes blocks in your head. Correct. So when you're storytelling, you're conscious of, I shouldn't say, oh my God. I shouldn't say, oh my God. So it's difficult. Now, over time, of course, I waned it. But then, so certain things like that, you must be very careful of what you say. Go to Muslim countries, don't talk about pigs and dogs and things like that. So those little things you should remember. But be Indian in yourself, the way you talk, the way you think. Be musical. They love musical. Even wherever I go, I teach a Tamil song. Any country I go. Right. I make them sing with me and all that. That's what they remember. They never come and say taka taka, taka taka. So they use a lot of those rhythms and stuff like that. That's what they like. So I think the flavor is what they like. See, they have heard their own country people tell Indian stories, but they have not listened to an Indian doing Indian stories. The reason why I'm popular, an Indian being popular overseas is because I'm exclusive there. I'm a foreigner there. As much as we like whites here, they like the dark skin there. They like me. So I'm exclusive for them. Like, I'm least considered beautiful here, but there I'm most beautiful. Right. So, see, everything is so different. The way they look at things are different. The way we move is different. The way we laugh is different. Everything is so different for them. And they're fascinated. Because the first time they're seeing somebody like this perform. Oh, is that how you do? I teach, like, when I do a Kerala story, I just say, I do a little boat song. So all of them start singing with me. That doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah. 2 years back, when I went to Romania and I was teaching the kids, I taught them dosa amma dosa. These are all like 6 years to 8 years kids. And it was so beautiful. Appa, uku, onnu, appa, uku, rendu, appa, uku. It's so beautiful. They got it. They sang with me. Because they like the taste. They like the taste. Because it's a foreign language. They like, and it's difficult for them, when I give them, they just can't do it. The tongue twisters.
Right.
So play around. So I give a lot of flavor. So I think the flavor of the Indian flavor should be there in your stories.
Right.
That I would say is a very, very important when you do stories. Don't try to be stylish. Don't try to be stylish. Be yourself. Be Indian.
Right.
That's something. Yeah.
I guess this is wonderful because this also connects with the thought process when people write scripts for movies or when people write stories. As long as you can maintain the nativity of that story, from where that story is evolving, if you can maintain the nativity, I guess it connects with people very beautifully. And for us as Indians to be proud about who we are, what we are, our culture, our tradition, and taking it globally, hats off to you, man, for doing that.
Thank you. Thank you.
One last question from me before we move on to one audience question that's come in. What do you see as the future of Indian storytelling and the Indian storytellers from your perspective? Because the storytelling scene is today changing in a big way. Because you have professional courses that have come in for storytelling. There are storytellers, and storytelling has taken many dimensions today. Today, you have storytelling for children, you have storytelling for corporates, you have storytelling by NGOs to address certain issues. Storytelling by itself has got alamaram mari branches from so many branches. So, what, according to you, out of your experience, you would have seen the evolution of the Indian story scene?
Yeah, it's basically the revival. What Geeta and me started more or less around the same time.
Okay.
I think the same year we started, I think. Very good friends, and we share a lot of things in common. But people understood the importance of storytelling. But, always what happens is, and I'm not blaming the Indians, we always like imported stuff. So when storytelling went from Asia to the West, we took it from them.
Right. Okay.
That's what it is. It came from them. It's actually from here. It was in Asia. Storytelling started in Asia, particularly in China. So it started here. We have a huge culture of storytelling. Grew up with storytelling. For us, it's not only bedtime, it's also mealtime storytelling for us. Whereas in the West, it's only bedtime storytelling. Here, it's more of mealtime. I've only listened to stories during mealtime, not during my sleeping time. I would sleep because I've already had my fill of stories. So I would go to sleep. So the thing is, once they've realized, they've branched out, they've blossomed beautifully, they're doing a great job. But one thing they have to keep in mind is not to dilute the art form. Right. Yeah, like anybody and everybody claims to be a storyteller. It wasn't easy. I started with 25 rupees. Now I moved up to 25,000 rupees. So it's a long journey. So they're all half-baked. I'm saying, take your time. Take about 3-4 years. Work hard. Make yourself known. Keep telling. Then you can go. They come for one workshop, one half-day workshop, one-day workshop, and then they call themselves storyteller. Worse still is they call themselves master storyteller. I would never dare to call myself a master storyteller because I'm not. I have so much more to learn. Okay, that's their way of advertising themselves. I have nothing against it. If people want to call themselves whatever, I don't mind. But I'm saying that keep that. And I also tell storytellers, budding storytellers, don't do it for others. Do it for your own self.
Right.
The moment you do for others, what happens is like only that is there in your head. And one thing we should remember is you give what they need, not what you want.
Right.
There's a difference between need and want. I might want to be a millionaire, but the need is to make money for a 1 square meal. So there's difference between that. So which means you have to have a repertoire of stories. Only then you can give what they need. You come to a thing, they would have told you, there's only 6 years, only 6-year-olds are going to come. You go there. No, 6 years didn't. There were no takers, so we took 8-year-olds. You can't do a 6-year-old story to an 8-year-old. So quickly you must be able to change it.
Right.
If you have a repertoire of stories, pull it from your bag and throw it. Don't insist on, no, I rehearse only that story. These things you learn through experience.
Right.
But brilliant. The future of Indian storytelling is huge now. And I mean, like, we started under the Alamaram, but now everybody, and especially after the pandemic, everybody is going in online international storytelling festival. We are thinking we should really go back and do it. But of course, I'm happy that I've brought more than 45 foreign storytellers have been featured in my festival, which is a huge effort. Because I thought that not everybody can go to each of the country to listen to them, but they can, if they all come here, they can listen to them and find out the various methods in which each one tells. And at one point, you would say that, okay, my style is very much like hers. So maybe I should learn. You know, there are lots of things. You identify yourself with the kind of teller, and that helps you to grow further.
Right.
And wait for criticism. No, welcome criticism.
Correct.
Wait for criticism. And people always call me a children's storyteller. I don't feel bad about it. Oh, she tells only to children. It's okay, never mind. Because they're the most difficult audience are children.
Exactly.
Because they would walk up to you and say, Auntie, boring story, Auntie, not nice. Be very frank. What happened today, Auntie? Bad mood, You're not doing well today? What happened? Don't ask me. So you have the time to sit back and relax and say, what do I do? What did I do? So it's very important that we evaluate what we have done after each show. Of course, people are nice. They come and say, it's very nice. But that's not there. The moment they say very nice, it means you have set the bar high, which means you can't even come 1 degree down, right? You got to be very careful. So these are some of the things you have to keep in mind, is what I would say. But it's very healthy and it's huge. And I'm more or less on a retirement mode now. So it's more of mentoring and advising people who are interested in getting some advice. I just keep doing it.
Lovely. I only pray and hope that many young storytellers get to meet you, get to talk to you, and take a lot of knowledge transfer from you, because I have personally seen you performing, and the impact has been phenomenal. And very rightly said, under the Alamaram, when we visited that storytelling festival, there were 6 or 7 storytellers from overseas. Each one was unique. Each one had a different way of storytelling. I was amazed. It was a great learning experience. So fabulous day. We have a question from one of our audience here, Shreyanshi Anand's mother. I get Shreyanshi Anand herself has asked this question. Shreyanshi Anand is a student at Alchemy. She asks, what are your thoughts on storytelling, which is audio versus visual stories, animated videos, which is preferable for kids and why?
Definitely live shows. No doubt about it.
I was expecting that answer.
No doubt. I need the energy. The live energy is what it is. So not that media is wrong, because you can't say that media is wrong, because we are in a tech world, in a tech era. You can't say, no, I don't like, you don't want to do, don't do. But you can't despise those who are doing it. They're doing brilliantly well. Nothing wrong in doing it. But I somehow feel storytelling is a bonding tool. And it's not from head to head, it's from heart to heart. All right? To me, storytelling is from womb to tomb. Before you're born, you start telling stories. After you're dead, also you say, what happened today? Oh, if you were there, you wouldn't say what happened. So I keep telling stories to them. I keep telling even before the child is born, I keep telling stories. So come out of the world, you'll know what it is. You're safe inside, blah, blah, blah. So I'm telling stories. And to me, it is like the umbilical cord, the storytelling, live storytelling. If you look at media, it's only a cable cord. That is it. Both are cords, but one is an umbilical cord, one is the cable cord. Umbilical cord nurtures you. Cable cord does not nurture you. It nurtures you in a different way. You won't get the same feel. The same nourishment that the mother has, the mother passes on. But the cable does not pass that, right? And where does imagination happen when you see online? When you're seeing live, the visuals that come into your heads. And I don't know. I just love people. So
right. So thank you so much. That
my
was
pleasure.
A wonderful interaction with one of Chennai's most famous storytellers and one of my favorite storytellers,
Jeeva
Raghunath, man. Fabulous. The story of a storyteller, the journey of a storyteller. I am privileged to have been asking these questions to you. There's a lot of learning from these questions and the answers that came out of you. Though they were put in very simple terms, they were put in very simple words, they were phrased with simplicity, a lot of experience, knowledge, and learning were packed in this discussion.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.